What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men series Wolverine. Now, Wolverine is the first figure of the Juggernaut wave. We do have jugs here in the packaging. Really nice Wolverine figure. Looking forward to getting him out of the packaging. You can see he does come with extra fists. You can see a really nice image of Wolverine on the sides. Really digging this classic Wolverine, well, not classic, but his brown costume. On the back, we have a little bio for Wolverine. It says, virtually indestructible and always ready for a fight. Wolverine's specialty is sending bad guys running. We do have an image of Wolverine here. Other figures of this line include Wolverine, Kitty Pryde, Iceman, Havoc, Rogue, Phoenix, Cable, and Deadpool. You only need 7 out of the 8 figures to make Juggernaut. You just need every figure up to Cable. Deadpool is completely optional. But that's Wolverine for you, so what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him out of the packaging, and we'll go on to the rest of his review. So sit tight, everyone. And so here we have Wolverine out of the packaging. Before we get on to the figure himself, let's actually show off what he comes with. He does come with the head of Juggernaut. We'll get more into the Juggernaut when we actually do his review, but here we just have his head. Cannot wait to get this guy finished. That's his Build-A-Figure piece. Wolverine also does come with an alternate set of hands. Now, these hands are really nicely detailed. They are his hands without the claws exposed. You can see the silver paint is painted on where his claws are supposed to retract from. The only problem I have with that is that the hands he currently has on are also in a fist, but if I can do this on camera, the claws also come off. So I don't know why Hasbro gave us 2 sets of fist hands with the claws if they weren't going to include a third set that maybe the claws could peg into having a variety of poses. So we do get 2 sets of fist hands, one with the claws out and one with the claws retracted. Other than that, Wolverine does not come with any other accessories. He does come with the claws if you want to count those as their own individual little accessories, but I'm going to keep mine in for the sake that I don't want to lose them. So let's actually go on to Wolverine's details before we go more into the figure. As you would imagine, Wolverine does look pretty awesome. This isn't the costume I would most want from Wolverine, but this is actually a really nice Wolverine figure. You can see the mask is really well done. The face. 5 o'clock shadow would have been nice, but as it is, still a really nice head sculpt, nice figure overall. The paint is really nice going down his torso. We do have a bit of chipping right here, but it's no big deal to me. He does have his red belt. Claws did come warped out of packaging. Now, I don't know how to fix that. I have tried interchanging them. I might just take a hairdryer and warp them into the place that I want. But for right now, they are a little crooked. And it's that way on both of them. One problem that my Wolverine does have is that the right arm doesn't sit the hands all too tightly. They are relatively loose. Now if we get this other hand and pop it in, you can see it still comes off on and off really easy. So that's just a problem on mine. I don't think everyone's going to have that problem with the right hand just doesn't want to hook onto the forearm. Going down to his boots, the boots are really nicely painted. His paint is really crisp, and it's really surprising that they were to give us this shade of orange yellow on brown, because yellow is such a really hard color to paint, and they did a really good job on it. It doesn't look thin, it's not peeking out anywhere, it's just done really nicely. And the belt isn't sculpted on him, it's just a floating piece, as you can see. Would have been nice if they included an extra head sculpt for Wolverine, something that maybe he's all angry and grimacy. But still, really liking this figure, and like I said, he is a smaller figure. If I can just reach off camera and bring in Spider-Man really fast. This is Pizza Spider-Man, in case you guys don't know which Spider-Man version it is. And he is a smaller figure in terms of size build, but he is taller than Wolverine. But Wolverine is like bigger physically than Spider-Man is taller. Well, Spider-Man's more lanky than Wolverine, that's what I'm trying to say. But getting Spider-Man off camera, sorry. We can go on to Wolverine's articulation, and he has really good articulation for the figure. Now I'm moving the camera in just a little bit. This movement right here is just independently on the ball joint, so that's not using the hinge he has. You can look up really well and down pretty good just on that ball joint alone. And then he doesn't really have side-to-side tilting movement. He does move his head left and right. The hinge on his head makes him look up really well and down really well, although Wolverine's not really going to be looking down on anyone. And then you can even get his head out a little bit, so that's pretty cool. The way it sits on that ball joint, you can rotate it down, have him look out a little bit more. Arms on a ball joint, they do go out to about that far. They do a full 360. He has a butterfly joint in the shoulder, so you can get him in a more dynamic posing. He swivels at the bicep, double jointed in the elbow. This arm seems to be a little more stiff than this one. This one gets you a little more than 90 degrees, but still really nice. He swivels and bends at the wrist. He has a really nice ab crunch that you can bend his abs back about that far. Really nice movement going forward, and like I said, that posing ability, you can have him just really awesome. He swivels at the waist. Legs go forward about that far, they go back about that far. He swivels at the thigh. He is double jointed in the knee, so you, again, getting him in those really ferocious poses won't be any problem. He even swivels at the boot, so that's really good. In case you want that boot swivel, it is there. It does help with some posability. And then he has a hinge in the ankle, which doesn't go forward all too well, but it goes back a lot, as well as that really nice rocker ankle that Hasbro gives us. So overall, really digging this Wolverine figure. Really glad I have him. So what I'm going to do now is get him posed for my final thoughts, and we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. So here we have Wolverine posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do like this figure. It's really hard for them to find a way to make his claws work. I suppose this is the best way so that they're not like individually bent. But in respect, that does make his claws easier to, I don't know, lose, and then you'll have a Wolverine missing his claws. But overall, still a fantastic figure. As you can see, posing is not difficult with this guy. He has a lot of mobility that makes him really fun to pose, and I'm really glad I picked him up. He is essential to building the Juggernaut, seeing as how he does come with the head. Would have been nice if we got an alternate head sculpt for Juggernaut, but I'm okay with helmet Jugs right there. I found Wolverine at Walmart. I know I've been trashing my area for not being able to get new stuff in, but I found the entire case and I just had to pick them all up. Each figure is going to run you about $19.99, so about, I want to say, $21.60 something with tax, which that's okay with the figures you're going to be getting with this line. If you can find them, I definitely do recommend Wolverine. He is a great addition to your collection, and he looks phenomenal. So if you haven't already picked him up, I really do recommend him. And this is King of Dragons 5000 saying, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Tell me what you think of Wolverine. Do you think he's a pass? Do you think there's been other Marvel Legends that come before him that are better? Let me know down in the comments, and as always, check out all my other action figure reviews, all my X-Men and Marvel Legends reviews, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone. My dream.